CEO or the AMG guy over here at Mercedes-Benz of Linden with Steve Ward. We want to bring another cool car to you. Today what we wanted to bring is one of the new little ultra performance cars that Mercedes-Benz is making for an entry-level car, which is really cool. So this is the 2015 CLA45 AMG. It's a really, really cool car. This was obviously the concept coupe that they released a couple of years ago, right before the Super Bowl. Tons and tons of hype about the car. It's basically looks very similar to the CLS and very coupe-like. It's got very aggressive lines to it, all for an entry-level type price. So it's a really, really cool, unique car. So we're really excited to have one down here. They've been extremely hard to get a hold of. So we do have a couple of down here. So as you're watching this video, if you find that this is something that's interesting to you, we've got a couple down here, and we'd be more than glad to invite you to send you out some information or invite you down to take one out for a spin. Don't typically do this with the AMGs. I mean, obviously the one man, one engine, the power plant's always the heart of the vehicle, but we don't usually spend quite as much time on the engine as what we're going to on this one. This one's pretty unique. This engine's actually got quite a few accolades. So what we see here is something that we've never seen before with AMG. So this is a transversely mounted, which means the motor actually sits sideways, very similar to some of the other more common motors that you would be associated with. And then it's got a power, what we call a PTO or a power takeoff, that ties in for the AMG 4MATIC all-wheel drive system. So anytime that the front tires start to slip, it will actually engage the traction control system and send power to the back. So it is 100 to 1 or 50 to 50 depending on what we have going on. So this particular four-cylinder, being a 2-liter, has got some really cool accolades. First, let's talk a little bit about the motor. High-pressure direct fuel injection, forged crankshaft, forged pistons, much lighter weight and much stronger, allows us to produce revs much quicker. We're talking about a huge, I mean, the whole front half of this engine compartment is all a turbo. It's absolutely ginormous. Twin scroll ball bearing. This allows us to build the revs extremely quickly. I mean, we can get full boost out of this coming in at right around 2,000 to 2,200 RPMs, all the way through the rev range at 5,200 RPM. So it's absolutely fantastic. This little motor is just so unique. Again, carrying the one man, one engine philosophy, built in Germany. This one actually produces the highest horsepower of any just a traditional factory built four-cylinder. It produces the highest horsepower per liter at 178 horsepower per liter, which is higher than any other auto manufacturer right from the factory, as well as this 26-pound turbo system is generating more turbo boost than any stock four-cylinder that you can get right out of the box. At 26 pounds of boost, I mean, we're talking big diesel pickup trucks that have come on over the years that have been very performance-driven with the tuner system on them. I mean, that's the kind of turbo boost that you're building out of this little four-cylinder. It's absolutely incredible. They've done such a brilliant job with this. Again, coming and trying to keep that into that lower price point. So really, really cool stuff. We're talking 0 to 60 time on this car. Depending on where you're at, they're right around 4.2, 4.4 seconds. So really, really cool. They've done an absolutely fantastic, immaculate job with it. We're really excited about it. So that being said, after we talked a little bit about that, let's talk a little bit about the CLA itself. So the AMGs, obviously much more aggressive body work. Right down here, we're going to get big scoops. We do run an air-to-water intercooler on this particular motor. Help keep the engine a little bit cooler, produce and provide more dense air. All of the AMGs in the front are getting this new really cool twin blade louvered grille, which is really cool with the AMG insignia over on the left-hand side. But it's just really low. It's got really aggressive looks to it. It's all in aluminum satin finish, so it's got some really key characteristics. And some really nice two-tones. This one does have the lighting package on it, so we're going to have the xenons, and it's got the really cool cat eye, very aggressive, mean look in the evening, which is really cool. As we come around to the side, this one does have the blacked out 19-inch wheels on it, which is an upgrade. Again, sticking true to AMG and the way that they're designed their vehicles. Most of the AMGs are going to be a 6-piston. We're going to actually step down a little this one. This car doesn't weigh a whole heck of a lot. So we're going to run a 4-piston caliper in the front with a 13.8-inch rotor that's cross-drilled and perforated. And then as we scroll to the back, you'll notice the really nice aggressive body lines. If you can see it in the camera, we actually have this DNA drop line that starts from the headlight and runs all the way continuously through the back of the car. This DNA drop line we're finding on the new S-Class, we find it on the soon-to-be the E-Class, we're seeing it on the CLS. So really, really cool technology. Again, carrying back with the red brake calipers, just kind of giving that extra little pop and flare. We're going to run a 13-inch rotor on the back of this one with a 2-piston fixed caliper. So still extremely large. It's really, really cool. AMGs, again, a few little keynotes to kind of help set it off. We're going to get these cool little slits or cutouts in the back. They're not functioning. They're just simple designs, but look really aggressive, look really cool. This particular model is fitted with the performance exhaust, so this one does give us a little bit more of the gurgle and throttle blipping and rev matching notes. Really nice little aluminum diffuser down here on the bottom. Really cool tail lights. I remember when the CLA first came out as the concept coupe and they were debuting these tail lights, I remember thinking to myself, holy hell, I can't believe that they're actually going to build something like this. All LED, really, really cool looking at night. Again, the AMG nomenclature right here on the side. The CLA45s will come with a rear spoiler, and then we'll get the CLA45 right over here on the side. So as we come around over here to the side, again, contrasting and carrying in with what the CLS does in being a coupe, as we open the doors, again, what goes back, they're frameless again. They've got the nice little detent. That allows us to be able to keep these really low style type windows and keep the styling concept up there, which is really, really cool. Another keynote for the CLA, which is a first for most of us at Mercedes-Benz, our fuel door is actually relocated from the passenger side of the vehicle to the driver's side of the vehicle. So a little bit different here for us on this side. This particular model does have keyless go, so the little indentations on the door handles. This is the ability for us to be able to lock, unlock the car without having to actually use the key. You can keep the key in your purse or in your briefcase, pants pockets, whatever it might be. Keyless start for 2015 is a standard option now, so they'll all have push button start stop. Panorama roof. I know this car is black, so it'd probably be a little bit harder to see, but it does have an all glass top on it. This front half section will actually come up and slide right over the back. And then for those of you where these are all-wheel drive, again, a good set of snow tires, very capable, competent ski car or a mountain biking car, we can open up the little roof carrying system, we can put the crossbars on there, and it's really quite usable. Really, really cool. In the rear seat compartment, we'll actually get fairly decent legroom for what the car's going to be competing with in the Audi or the BMW. So it's really quite comfortable. You do have to watch your head just a little bit as you're entering the vehicle, but once you're in, it's actually quite comfortable. It's not a problem. Really good trunk room in the back. Split folding seats will be standard on all the CLAs. And then as we open up the driver's side door, get a nice little look at it. Again, carrying some of that philosophy and tradition from Mercedes-Benz. One-touch windows, pinch protection, the power mirrors, the 10-way power seats, both driver and passenger side. We do get a new AMG-inspired flat-bottom steering wheel for the CLA45. We get some new vents. This one has the multimedia package on it, so a couple of cool things. We'll actually get to the inside of the car here in just a few minutes. One thing that I really like, if I can get Steve to just come up here on the round, this one actually has the AMG performance seats in it. So this is going to be a Recaro designed seat. Really cool. It's got an aluminum brace. We'll have some ambient lighting built into it. We'll have some different lumbar supports for both the side bolsters and the rear bolsters. It's just much more secure as you're definitely going out on the racetrack. Talking about the racetrack and the brake systems, the power takeoff. This is one of the first cars with this AMG speed shift transmission. So it's a dual clutch transmission, 7 gears. We run an odd clutch and an even clutch. Helps us tie into the gears. So again, going back to the rev matching and things like that. The way that we've designed this, it now actually offers torque vectoring, which is pretty cool. Porsche's been a big, huge proponent of torque vectoring. What that allows us to be able to do is it allows us to be able to tie into that live rear axle to make sure that the car is getting constant traction as much as possible under heavy acceleration. And then as you're going around the corner, what we can do is we can tie into the 3-stage ESP, and then we can use the brakes on whichever side of the vehicle as we're entering the turn or exiting the turn to help keep the car stable and set exactly how you want it. So torque vectoring is available and standard on the CLA45. Really, really cool stuff. I just love the overall design and the style of the car. Bang for the buck, it's just absolutely dynamite. Again, Mercedes-Benz and AMG have just done such a phenomenal job of just putting all the little pieces together to provide something at an entry level that can compete really with a lot of the high-end, more luxury style vehicles, produce the type of performance that it can out of a 4-cylinder. Yet while it's a 4-cylinder, it's still sipping fuel. This thing still gets absolutely fantastic fuel mileage or a front-wheel drive bias for most of the time, with the option of being able to run a 50-50 split with the all-wheel drive, so it makes it a really good year-round vehicle. I mean, there's just so many things about this car that makes it really attractive for really anybody that, and, you know, especially people that are new to Mercedes-Benz. I mean, these are the things that we're really looking at. How do we give you the most bang for your buck, the most performance for your buck, yet, you know, keeping that price tag conscious? So I think Mercedes-Benz and AMG have absolutely knocked it out of the park on this one. So what we would like to do, if we can, just go over a few things just on the inside. How do we want to do this, Steve? You want to sit in there and I can kind of go through a few things just while you're in there?
Perfect.
All right, let's do it. Let's step over our cord. We'll lose our camera here. That's all good. At least you guys know that we're real people. We're just trying to do this the best way that we can. So as a part of the P1 package, we'll have Harman Kardon sound systems. We'll get the 10-way power seats, dual zone climate control. Our camera's shaking like crazy. Bear with us. And again, with this new steering wheel, we'll have really cool paddle shifters. Once Steve gets our camera adjusted here, no problems, no sweat. We'll just get rid of our crazy devices and go old school with the hands. We like that.
I'm gonna let you hold it and then jump in here and talk about it.
Yeah, we can do that. So as we enter the vehicle, so again, you just kind of touching point, one-touch windows, pinch protection, all that kind of stuff. Our 10-way power seats with our seat memories. We'll have a really nice Harman Kardon sound system that will be a part of the P1 package. So they're really trying to touch on all the senses as we're in these AMGs. So really cool system the way that we've got this set up. So electromechanical steering, so there's no power steering pump up front, nothing to draw on the motor. Allows us to be able to overboost or underboost depending on what the situation calls for in vehicle speed. Electronic park brakes. Really cool AMG instrumentation with our multifunction display right here in the middle. This allows us to be able to display navigation information, content, vehicle speeds, what's going on with the vehicle, trip information, and so on. This new AMG performance inspired steering wheel is really cool. We've got a paddle shifter for the left-hand side, a paddle shifter for the right-hand side, which allows us to be able to run through the gears just a little bit better. Also, Bluetooth audio streaming is going to be standard. This one has the black ash wood in it, which I think is just absolutely elegant. I love the way that it looks. I like the aluminum vents. I think it really pops on the car. Taking a look over at the passenger side door. So I'm actually going to start this up so you guys can kind of see what this looks like lit up just a little bit. We get a cool sweep of the instrumentation and the dials. Again, we've got an AMG suite on here. With the multimedia package, so they've gone from that old 5.8-inch screen when the 2014s came out to they went to a 7-inch screen. Now with the optional multimedia package, you can actually get this really cool LED high-res 8-inch screen. It will get tied in with a backup camera as well with our parking guidance lines, which is really, really cool. So it's just a beautiful system. New media keys down here, heated seats, traction control. Again, our 3-stage ESP system where we can run through that. A lot of people might be curious as to what this button is here. We're going to have it here on the most of the cars, some of the SUVs. It'll be down here on the center console on the new S-Class or the 222. That's our Eco Start Stop feature. So when the car's happy, it's up to temperature, the engine will actually turn off, and then as you release your foot from the brake pedal, has the ability to be able to instantaneously fire right back up based upon the timing of the car, and allow us to sip the fuel just a little bit more, as they would say. Dual zone climate control. One of the things that I love about the AMG, we get this cool little Falterbach crest insignia right on the gear selector. It is fly-by-wire, and then we have our comfort sport manual modes for the transmissions, park button here, and then here. Our central controller command with our back buttons and favorites buttons. This is something that we can push forward and backwards, rotate side to side, and it will adjust different things that we want to do up here on the media, whether it's the telephone, the radio, backup cameras, and so on. Anyhow, taking a look, if I can, I'll just pan this back around. So this is what the panorama roof is going to be like. So as we're looking at the panorama roof, so the front half will slide right up over the back, as I had mentioned earlier. So it really gives you a really cool, quite large sunroof area. And then it's got a really cool sheer mesh that I really like. So even if you elect to have the roof closed and then the little sheer mesh that comes right over the screen, it still allows a little bit of the light to actually penetrate and come into the car. So it still gives it that kind of that roomy, open air type feeling, which is really, really cool. because of the coupe likeness of the shorter windows and things like that, we do elect to put the blind spot system. So you'll notice the little triangles in the mirrors at 20 miles an hour. Those will actually go clear. As somebody's in the blind spot, it'll turn red, and the car will indicate to us either via multiple flashes or an audible note on the inside, just to help keep us safe with the shorter windows. So really cool stuff with the CLA45. I hope you guys enjoyed the walk around and the demo on it. Again, this is Jesse, the AMG guy over at Mercedes-Benz of Linden, with the help and assistance of Steve Ward. Again, as we mention from time to time as we're going through and making these videos for you, all these cars that we're showing on the videos, they are available for sale. We'd love to have the opportunity to earn your business, show you what the Mercedes-Benz experience is about, show you what the AMG experience is about. The AMG takes it to almost even the next level, which is really, really cool. So if you need any additional information, we can send you out spec sheets, we can send you out personalized videos if there's certain key points that you'd like to know about, or just general information. If you live relatively close to the Salt Lake, Utah area, we'd love to invite you down for a test drive. We can take you for a spin. We can show you what the vehicle's all about. A couple of ways to be able to reach us. You can follow us on YouTube. You can follow me on YouTube at Jesse the AMG Guy. You can follow the dealership where we upload both videos all the time to Mercedes-Benz of Linden. I can be reached, Jesse the AMG, that guy, Jesse the AMG Guy. I can be reached at 801-222-4426 as my direct line if you'd like any more information on the CLA45 or any of the other cars. And Steve Ward can be reached at 801-222-4412 if you'd like his information and his assistance on any of these vehicles. We sure do appreciate the time that you guys take to tune in and watch these things. They're a lot of fun to make. We try to keep it as real as possible. So if there's any questions, concerns, or comments that you'd like to, feedback you'd like to give to us, we're definitely open to it, and we hope to look forward to talking to you soon. And again, we'd love to have the opportunity to earn your business. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon.